These card readings are for your entertainment and are laced with my personal opinions and perspectives. I'm not qualified to offer medical or legal advice. Seek professionals for legal, mental, or physical health needs, and know that while cards can give you major insights, ultimately, your moves are yours to make. Hello and welcome to the Get Read podcast, the show where you ask a question of the cards and you get read. I'm Amanda, I'm your reader. I've got my Next World Tarot here with me today, right on the verge of the Leo new moon. We've just had Mercury Square Mars. We are headed towards Mars Uranus nodal conjunction. It's a lot going on. So, we got questions. Let's get into it. First question.
Hi, Amanda. I love everything that you do. Thank you for doing this. I'm a Leo rising, and so I know that's happening in my first house and all that good stuff, but I'm just wondering just kind of how to maximize the juiciness of this new moon coming up. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, there we go, right into it. Right into the Leo new moon question. Okay, Next World Tarot. Help this person who is a Leo rising, who is experiencing this new moon in their first house. That's a big deal. Help them understand. I had to. I just saw it and I had to. It's the Strength card. Come on. This is the Leo card in the tarot, and for those of you watching the video cast, you'll see that it's a person with their foot propped up on a box and they are outside in a garden watering their plants. It looks like they've got like a specific plant in their hand and they're a spray bottle, they're spraying. They've got a lot of really beautiful, luscious growth all around them, and they're just really focused in their space, tending to what needs tended to. So I like that this new moon is happening in your first house. We're getting the Leo card, Strength, and it's really speaking to me of just like focusing on what needs tending the most. You know, this is making me think of, okay, so for the last like 2.5, 3 years, I've been doing this series of Leo readings on my YouTube channel, Unseen Hands Tarot on YouTube. I offer these free shift readings for the zodiac signs. And so for the last 3.5 or whatever years, Leo has been getting this message really, really potent around tending and nurturance and what it means to take care of yourself and to be taken care of. And I'm seeing that really, really strongly here. So I'm wondering if the Leo readings on the channel have ever resonated for you, our caller. Okay, I'm gonna put a pin in that and keep pulling cards for you. Okay, cards for the Leo new moon. For our first house Leo friend. Judgment, okay, huge energy, and the Star. Okay, you've got 3 major arcanas coming out. This is a huge deal. Okay, I'm going to show you all 3 cards and talk a little bit about what's coming through. Let's see, can you see it? Yes. So those of you looking on the video cast, we've got that Strength card, and then in the middle we have Judgment, which we're seeing a huge protest scene. And there's a person in the foreground that is the focus of the card, and you're really looking at this person's like internal journey. You're seeing them seeing the protest. It's almost like you're seeing it through their eyes. And there's a very complex expression on their face. I see pain. I see concern. I see trying to have hope. It's really, this person is having a deeply internal experience amidst all of this chaos. And sometimes the Judgment card can speak of like a personal awakening in the midst of everything going on. With this in your first house, this is certainly an awakening of self. Despite everything else going on in the world, these cards are incredibly first house focused. The last card here is the Star, and it's got very similar energy to the Strength card for me. And I like that we've got this Leo Aquarius opposition here with the Strength and the Star card. Even though we're looking at a new moon, I'm wondering if we're seeing this sort of new moon to full moon cycle playing out in the cards and giving you a little hint about this time period from the new moon to the full moon in Aquarius. But the Star card, we're seeing someone holding 2 pitchers of water. They are kneeling on the ground and pouring out some water from one of the pitchers. They are grounded, they are self-assured, they are flowing with this water that they are pouring, and there's butterflies flying all around them. So it's interesting that on the 2 ends of this reading, you've got somebody watering the ground or watering the plants. Nurturance, tending, focused on yourself and what needs care for you. In the midst, right in the midst, Judgment card, of everything going on in the massive intensity, political intensity, social, global, economic intensity. Here you are, and the focus is absolutely on you and your experience and how you can tend to yourself through it. And of course, with Aquarius, it even says on the bottom of the card, Uranus. With the Judgment card, it says Mars. And the Strength card, it says the Sun. Okay, and Mars is heading towards Uranus and Taurus as we speak. That's this energy here. The Judgment card, represented by Mars in this deck, heading towards the Star card, represented by Uranus. And what does it mean when these two meet? It's interesting that Judgment can be a bit of an awakening moment. And when I think of the story sometimes told with the Star card, I think about looking up in the night sky and seeing one glimmering, bright, shining, guiding light and following that. And so there could really be an awakening for you in this moon cycle that has to do with where you feel you are being guided in spite of or in the midst of everything else going on. And it feels to me like where you're being guided, or at least the advice in this particular spread, is to just stay in your lane and tend to what you can tend to. What can you nurture, and how can that teach you about how to nurture and care for yourself? Because this time period really is about your internal sense of self and experience within yourself. And maybe I just heard, like, what is in the Judgment card, looking at this person, I'm hearing, like, what is my role? Where do I fit? Where am I in all of this? And then again, surrounded by these two cards where someone is watering and nurturing and hydrating and tending, it feels like there's some sort of care, nurturance, healing being signified in the cards, and like how you can heal yourself through healing others, or how you can learn about nurturing yourself by nurturing the things that are growing around you. Okay. I hope this helps, my dear first house Leo, on this very intense Leo new moon. Keep me posted, yeah? If you have anything to share, leave a voicemail, give us an update. We want to hear about it. Okay. Next.
Hi, Amanda. Thank you so much for this space and for offering these readings through your podcast for this Leo new moon. My question has to do with how I've been feeling these last couple of days. I've been feeling particularly easy to frustrate and very impatient, and I would say that these aren't quite my normal like default settings. So there's definitely a bit of discomfort with this, and yet it seems to be the phase that I'm in right now. So I was just curious if the cards have any advice for how to navigate these energies right now in a way that's most beneficial for myself and others. I just would love some advice on how to navigate through the frustration and the impatience. Thank you so much.
Interesting. Okay, so your question is screaming Mercury Square Mars, which we just had earlier in the week, and then looking towards this Leo new moon, and then into Monday, August 1st, there's a Mars Uranus nodal conjunction in Taurus. All I'm saying is the astro justifies the frustration and the anger that might be coming up for you at this time and that you're experiencing, and it might feel unusual for you. Just know that like whatever's happening in your chart, check Taurus, check Taurus, check Leo, check all the fixed signs, basically Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, because there's so much happening here that is incredibly activating, but especially Taurus, because I'm looking at the cards we got here. So already 2 cards have come out in the pre-shuffle. We have the Knight of Swords, which says the escape plan, and we see this person sitting cross-legged on top of a pink car, holding up a sword in their hand, and it says the escape plan, and the license plate on the car says revolution. Interesting. The escape plan. This feels like Mercury, right? Holding up that sword, but that's Mercury square Mars, like Mercury holding up this sword in this very like specific, maybe even cutting, maybe even like fast words that want to fly out and cut quickly. And then I see the 6 of Pentacles energy, which says moon in Taurus, which is why I'm extra like, okay, Mars heading towards Uranus / the nodes in Taurus. And now we got moon in Taurus energy. Like, what's in Taurus for you and what is being activated by Mars at this time? Because that combo, Knight of Swords it is fighting words. And it can fly quite quickly. Words that escape you. But I like that there's this escape plan, because it is this sense, I do get a really practical vibe coming out here, really strong Taurus energy coming out with the 6 of Pentacles, because it's like, okay, yeah, you have words that could fly, but you want to have a plan for them. You don't actually want them to fly out. And you said that's unusual energy for you. So it's safe to say that you might be the kind of person who doesn't let words fly like that, who likes to think about what they say before they say it, because words have You know, saying words has an effect that you can't take back. And so here's this tension happening between Mars and Mercury squaring one another, wanting to have a practical, grounded plan for these words that need to be said, or something that needs to be said, maybe. I don't know. Let's look at this Six of Pentacles a little closer. It says redistribution. And I'm getting this picture of people that are sharing space, or people that are like sharing responsibilities in some way. And there needs to be a distribution of labor and effort and tasks, so that everyone is participating and has a role in an equal capacity. And if that's not happening, then you need an escape plan, you know? The story that I'm seeing here is actually really literal in the cards. When we're looking at the Six of Pentacles, for those of you not watching the video cast, this Moon in Taurus card is showing us someone carrying heavy boxes, and there's a bunch more boxes to be carried, and there's another person next to them that has a backpack on their back. And they're kind of side-eyeing each other. And so there's the combination of these two cards so far is telling me this story of maybe a little bit of a disparity or disagreement in terms of the work that needs to be done and who is doing it. Maybe one person is carrying too much load in some sort of a situation in your life. Maybe you're carrying too much of the load and you're about to bring out the sword or the escape plan, you know, like, okay, the sword is the conversation of like, okay, either you need to pick up some of this slack or I need to go, right? Escape plan. I need to get out of here. Okay, that seems specific. I wonder if that's resonant for you. Let's get one more card for you, dear caller, feeling the heat of Mars and trying to deal with that in a way that's constructive for everyone. A bit of advice, maybe. Yeah, we got the Three of Pentacles. Definitely a situation of trying to work together. It's another Mars card. This time it's Mars in Capricorn. And in the Three of Pentacles, we're seeing a room full of people and they look like they're in the planning phase of something. I mean, there must be, 7 people here and they're all kind of putting in their input, trying to plan something big. And they're a team. They need to work together on this. Everyone has a role. Everyone has a voice. Everyone has a capacity. Interesting that I said voice, because the other card that came out is the Hierophant, but in this deck, it's the Messenger. And we see a person, maybe a political figure, standing up on a podium, speaking into microphones. And there's a bunch of press all around. And by the way, it says Taurus and Venus at the bottom of the card. So yes, my friend, you are feeling, you've got a Mars card now and 2 Taurus cards. So yeah, you're feeling the Mars Taurus Uranus node energy, and it's probably building to something, some kind of conversation for you, because essentially we've got Mercury here as well in the form of the Messenger and the Knight of Swords. Something needs to be spoken. It does seem like you need to get up on a podium and make an announcement to the team. Six of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, about how you are sharing responsibilities and needing to get on the same page and work together on something, or else I'm out. It is a bit of an ultimatum energy, and I don't think that's necessarily misplaced at this time, given the astrology that would support something like that. I want to bring up that in the Three of Pentacles card, there's it almost looks like a community agreement on the wall, and it says points of unity. What is the agreement? What have we all agreed on? And in what ways is that agreement being kept? And in what ways is somebody dropping the ball? Maybe there's a way that your Mars heat energy, frustration that you are feeling can be channeled through your voice vocally, because it does look like you're gathering a group of people together to talk. You know, like you are staging this conversation. And if you make your goal to decide to come to some sort of agreement, to some sort of terms of unity together that will make everybody share the load, then this could be a constructive use of this energy that you are feeling and this frustration that you are feeling. I'm looking at the messenger card. It's not press that's all around her. It's people protesting. And you seem to be the voice at the podium of this protest. If you need to say something, the cards seem to be supportive of you saying it, as long as your goal, as long as you make a plan, first of all. This looks to me like an organized protest. There's microphones, there's a podium, right? It's been set up. Make your plan to talk to your people, with the goal being unity. Okay, what can we agree on here? What kind of plan or agreement can we come up with together? Because this has to work for all of us, or it works for none of us. That's the vibe. It's like we need each other, you know, like that's what I'm hearing. We need each other. I need you to do this, just like you need me to do this. If there's been any sort of passive aggression in an attempt to keep things copacetic, I'm seeing a little bit of that in the Six of Pentacles. You know, like, oh, I'm over here carrying these heavy boxes, and what are you've got some free hands, right? But no one's saying anything, and everyone's just side-eyeing everyone in frustration. I think it's time to speak very directly, constructively, with a plan. Okay. Okay. Next.
Hi, Amanda. I am still not pregnant, and I am very frustrated. Although these last 2 months have been very joyful, just living life to the fullest and not worrying about how or when I will get pregnant, and making the decision to start IVF again. And I'm just curious if the cards can see what might be in store for me. What my outlook look like? How will my mind? How should I?
Okay. It looks like your recording got cut off, but I got the point. You're still not pregnant. And you're wondering what the cards have to say about what might be in store as you try IVF. You're wondering about mindset stuff, I heard you say, like what could my outlook be, or what about my mindset? Okay. The Next World Tarot. Give us the juice. Okay, got it. I'm hearing you are doing everything you can, and I'm seeing that from this card here, the Four of Pentacles, which is Sun in Capricorn. And the key word on the card says arsenal. And we're looking at a person in what looks like this tech chamber. Like they've got all kinds of gears and switches and turntables and computers and things that they are working on. It's a very sort of isolated space, which actually feels very womb space to me. It's like the technical approach, IVF, right? It's like the technical approach to this womb space. It is the arsenal, like you're throwing everything you can at this. Every bit of technology that we have, which I would say in this case is IVF, or speaking, certainly alluding to IVF, like you're doing it. You are certainly employing the whole arsenal here. Four of Pentacles, to set up a strong space that can be the base, home base to grow a life. You know, like Four of Pentacles, I'm seeing this like geometrical structure, like the womb space and like the structures of the tissue. You know what I mean? Like, because Four of Pentacles really is that like base foundational structural energy, that basic structure that can hold life sustainably and sustain it, hold it there, keep it there, help it grow. So you've got the arsenal, you're employing the arsenal, you're throwing it at it. I see that, okay? And there's like, you know, the cells are hard at work or whatever inside that space. That's how that card is speaking to me. The Three of Pentacles is here, and it says the team. That's Mars and Capricorn, the same card we just got in the previous question, with a room full of people working together to plan something, and that poster in the background that says points of unity. And I'm wondering, you know, one way to look at this is that like the team, you've got a whole team on this, right? A whole medical team. Maybe that includes your family. It's like the team is employing the arsenal and they are on it. You need to be here. The other two cards that came out, the Star card again, Aquarius energy of faith and hope and trust. Trusting that anything could happen. And so you're just here in the Nine of Cups, which is, in this card, it says happiness. And we see someone just frickin' enjoying themselves, like taking so much pleasure in everything they're experiencing in this card. There's a person like sitting on a bunch of cushions with every kind of thing you could imagine to eat and drink all around them. They've got a necklace full of peaches. They're feasting on grapes, you know, and they've got all these luscious pearls all around them. They're having a good time. So in terms of what you're asking about outlook and mindset, I think the Nine of Cups is your answer. Stay in pleasure, enjoyment, whatever brings you happiness, stay there. Jupiter in Pisces, like, don't be afraid to go all the way extra even into pleasure and happiness and indulge. Like, go ahead and whatever you consider indulgence, go ahead and do it and Jupiter it. Just use Jupiter as a verb, okay? like Jupiter that. Whatever you think is indulgence, take it and up it so that your pleasure factors and pleasure, pleasure receptors are at their most full of enjoyment. That's going to help you stay in this star energy, which really is just faith, hope, trust. Keeping the eye on that North Star and just keep it pushing. Trusting that it's being handled. It's being handled. There's nothing else you can do. Talking about the team and the arsenal. There's a question lingering for me in the team card about, like, is this a team decision? You know? Like, is this a team effort? Is everybody in your team desiring this as much as you are? Or like points of unity? Is this a unified front? Like there needs to be everybody's head in the same space towards the same objective, the same, driven by the same motivation and the same desire, so that all of that energy goes into that focal point, that arsenal, you know? Like everybody here on the team, everybody's on the same page and working towards the same goal. So who's on your team, and is everybody on your team feeling the way you feel about this? You know, are you all a united front towards this endeavor is one question. But regardless of what that answer is, the advice and the outlook that you're asking about is this: pleasure, happiness, even indulgence. Like, go for it. Enjoy your life to the enjoy your life and what you have all around you to the absolute maximum. And the star card in this instant is really just talking to me about being where you are. Okay. And then the star card is like, and then see what happens. That's, you know, it's like, God, that's the advice always, but it's also like, that's all we can do. Your team is on it. Go be happy. You know? Okay. Last question.
Hi, Amanda. I'm here to get read, and my question is, there's been this around the corner sort of feeling. I'm in a totally different space than I usually am. I'm calling it the Let It Go tour, and so I'm off in this new space, and I'm feeling like something's just like right around the corner, and some of the cards I've pulled have pointed to that, but I'm wondering what might be right around the corner. Thank you.
Nice question to end on. Okay, bottom of the deck, Ace of Fire, the Ace of Wands. When you're asking me what's right around the corner, you're feeling this, there's something right around the corner energy, and the answer seems to be coming in quite hot. And it says the roots of fire. And we see this fireball in the form of a plant bursting up through the earth. Hello, Mars in Taurus. Like, it's just all over these readings today. Hooey baby. Okay, Ace of Wands, the roots of fire, Mars in Taurus. Holy moly. It's right around the corner, this about to burst energy, you know, some sort of fire bursting through the earth. What is this about for you, my friend? And then immediately we get the Queen of Cups. And the moon. Oh, Cancer energy is here. Big time. Oh, that's interesting because the Cancer shift reading for this summer season is called waiting on the word. And it is the sensation actually of something being right around the corner. Like you're just, in the reading, it was like you're just waiting for the thing to drop. Like the word drops, or you get the word about something, or something comes through and then it's on. It's dragon roaring. There was so much fire imagery in that reading, and it was like, when you get the word, it's like, let it roar. So maybe that's linked with, or there's something in that for you about this sensation you're having of something being right around the corner. Sensation you're having, Queen of Cups and Moon. So whatever this is, you are intuitively very much on it, because we have the Moon card, which down here says Cancer. And then we have the Queen of Cups, which says the throne of emotion. In the Moon card, there's a person sitting on a rock staring up at the full moon with a crab, a lobster in the foreground, and a dog. Okay, a nod to the traditional. And then in the Queen of Cups card, we see this very flamboyantly dressed, bearded sea captain energy type person. They've got pink, they've got colors. There are feathers everywhere, and barnacles and all sorts of things of the sea sort of all over them. There's a bird on their fist, and there are octopus tentacles raising up 2 coffee cups and a treasure chest rising up from the sea. And this incredibly flamboyant Queen of Cups sea captain is standing on what looks to be a lone rock out in the middle of the sea. And the sea is, to me, in the background of the Moon card, because it looks like there's a bunch of ships, and we're looking at like the masts of the ships in shadow. So the water is here, big time. You are in, you said, an unfamiliar space. So maybe you are somewhere, a new space, somewhere out to sea, somewhere unusual for you. And you are feeling a lot of things. What did you call it? Your goodbye tour? You're out here feeling a lot of things and sensing so much. The throne of emotions. I mean, you're out here, you're in the waters, and there's release, but there's also looks to be a really good time here with this Queen of Cups. Is, the flamboyant sea captain is having a good time getting coffee. I mean, there's 2 coffee cups. Are you getting coffee with a bunch of friends? Seeing people that you haven't seen in a long time. Is there some sort of reunion type or amends type energy happening with this goodbye tour? And then Cancer is here, face lifted to the moon. Both of them, I just noticed, have birds perched on them. The Queen of Cups has a bird perched on their fist, and the Moon card has a bird perched on their knee. The messenger, the bird is a messenger waiting on the word. Cancer shift reading for summer. And then boom, something bursts through the roots of earth. I wonder if that has anything to do, okay. And then the other card that came out that's been face down this whole time is the 10 of Swords. And you did say it was the goodbye tour, didn't you? Sun in Gemini, and it says ruin. So it's really about what is ending here for you. I think this is confirming the goodbye tour in a really big way, this card. Because it's almost like 10 of Swords immediately into the Ace of Wands. As soon as that goodbye tour puts the final sword in the stone, or whatever, the final sword in that says finally goodbye, then it's Ace of Wands. Which was very prominent in the Capricorn reading, which is opposite to Cancer energy. So there might be something in that Cap reading for you. That Capricorn reading is called It's Your Turn. Okay. I so want to know what this Ace of Wands is for you, but I might not be allowed to know. I have this feeling that I'm not allowed to know, but I'm gonna try it anyway. So rude. Okay. What is the Ace of Wands for this, the end of this goodbye tour? Interesting. The home of ideas, the Page of Pentacles. We're seeing a person drawing and creating in their tattoo shop. The home of ideas. Maybe it's a new idea, a burst of something coming to you, a realization about your creativity, about your creative expression, about your career, about your art. Something you want to learn to do or begin to really create this now. Something like that. Something like that. Okay. All right. Goodbye tour and then the burst. I wonder about Monday, August 1st for you and Mars meeting Uranus and Taurus and what that fireball is. What is that when it bursts through the earth? Okay, wow. What a reading. Okay, I had one more question come in real time as I was recording this, and I'd like to answer it. Here we go.
Okay, so I have been in a financially and emotionally abusive and manipulative relationship with my parents since, I was a teenager, maybe even younger, and I recently have been kind of forced back into their sphere, and as a chronically ill and neurodivergent person, I really struggle to work a 9 to 5, but possibly out of fear and then also out of interest, I was like, okay, I'll just go back to grad school and I'll get a salary job and that'll get me out of here within like 2.5 to 3 years. And now I'm starting to question, was that the right decision? How do I get out of this situation? What will it look like when I am out of this situation? Where can I get help? What really is my highest calling? And I'm basically open to anything that comes up in this reading, and mostly just excited as a tarot reader to, for the first time in a long time, have someone else read for me, which I'm sure you can probably relate to. Okay, thank you.
Oh man, you're hitting me right here. Here we go. Okay. Okay, well, first of all, I just did this and I realized the World card is here on the bottom of the deck doing the exact same gesture. I put my hand over my heart just out of, connection, empathy, feeling the intensity and the weight of your situation in this question, and just wanting to extend some love and compassion. And so is Saturn here in this card, the World card. We're seeing a person with all of these ribbons sort of cascading all around them. And they've got they're crouching down, kneeling down. They've got their hand on their heart, a very sort of empathetic, compassionate look on their face. It's almost like they're saying, yes, sweetie, you're done. It's that kind of thing of yes, you did it. You're doing it. You're doing the hard thing. It's like a sense of, I see your struggle. I'm proud of you. I'm in it with you. I want to cry. It's this sort of parenting that you deserve. That energy is coming from this card. And I'm realizing that these ribbons that were dancing all around this person are actually coming from the flag they're coming off of a flag that they are holding, and they are turning into snakes. The snake, the head and the tail of the snake, you know, the snake eating itself, which feels very nodal axis. Are you in your Saturn return? Is this part of your Saturn return? What's happening with you right now in Saturn? Because Saturn is here, like presiding over this reading, and it's this feeling of you've done. It is the sense. Gosh, listen, like, you know, you're a tarot reader. Like, I'm not here to tell you that what you're doing is right or wrong, or you know it's not about that, but there's this sense coming from the World card here that it's like you're doing what you need to do, and that is good. You know, like there's this Saturn energy. The World card wants to affirm you so hard and wants to just be like, you're doing the hard things, the responsible things, and I see you struggling, and it's not easy, and you're going to make it through this. Not only that, check out the rest of the cards. Knight of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Six of Wands. You know, like victory. This is victorious. Okay, so let's go through this. The Knight of Cups. A person, it says the love song, and it's a person extending a cup with, I think, a crab. Yeah, a crab in it. It's like this chalice of water with a crab inside of it. This person, there's rose petals sort of sprinkled everywhere, and this person looks like they're extending a love song or a love offer, an offering of love, an offering from the heart. This sort of feels like you doing what you love. I'm not sure exactly what this is, so we're going to put it down for a moment and look at the Queen of Pentacles, which is the throne of sanctuary. And we're seeing a person in an enclosure, in an enclosed space, holding a plant. And it's like that is their sanctuary. It looks like they're holding a little... They've got all of these plants on the walls behind them. And they are holding a plant, a couple of plants, it looks like, in a pot. This is their sanctuary. This is the sanctuary of the Queen of Pentacles, the place. This is their, you know, the combination of the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles is like going to the sanctuary space for you, the space where you feel love. Like, I'm just imagining you singing a love song to these plants. I don't know if that means anything to you, but it's like you're singing this love song to the plants themselves and caring and nurturing. I mean, the Knight of Cups has a crab in its chalice. There's Cancer energy here. Cancer energy is nurturing, caring, helping something grow. And then we've got the tension of its opposite with the World card, Capricorn, which is doing, you know, so it's like you taking care of yourself as you are taking care of business, if that makes sense, you know, like the World card is here to be like, yes, you are TCBing this. You are so close. You are almost there. Like, I'm like, are you graduating soon, or are you close? Can you see the light at the end of the tunnel? How are you finding sanctuary, safe space to love, care, and nurture yourself while you are back in your parents' orbit? And then we've got the Six of Wands, which literally says victory, Jupiter and Leo. And it's this person sitting on this platform that is raised up. Looks like it's on sort of shaky stilts, but stilts nonetheless, you know? It's bare bones, but it is a victory. And it looks hard won, is what it looks like to me. This person has really been through it. The look on their face is one of pride, but it is one of having struggled. And the two cushions that they are sitting on say decolonization and rebirth. And there's a flower growing up all underneath of them. It is a decolonization away from the financial and emotional abuse that you described, and a rebirth. For you. I don't know. I don't know everything about this reading. I don't know what the love song is. I don't entirely know what the throne of sanctuary is for you, although it is very much talking about love, care, and safety, and how you are nurturing safety and sanctuary for yourself, and how that is not always a soft task, is what Saturn seems to be saying. This reading is so emotional. Wow. It's not always a soft, sweet task to take care of yourself. Interesting. Sometimes taking care of yourself means doing the hard thing. Taking care of business, TCB, you know? Making sure that you have sanctuary, decolonized from what hurts you so that you can support yourself in a rebirth. This is what you are doing, I think, for yourself. Whatever you need to do to stand on your own in the world is a love song to yourself. It is how you are needing to take care of yourself. And it is victory. I just want to see if there's anything else. Yeah, I see. You're going through it. There's Mars again. Mars and Gemini with the 9 of Swords. Ooh, yeah. I think it's just confirming where you are. The moon on the bottom of the deck, that Cancer energy is back. Yeah, there's just a lot of compassion here for you in these cards. I feel it too, really strongly. There's a sense of really feeling alone. And so I'm wondering what kind of support you can find at this time. You know, like it sounds like you're doing a lot to take care of yourself. A lot of hard things to take care of yourself, like to take care of your future self. What are you doing to take care of right now self, which might feel a little bit like this? Who do you have around you supporting you? How can you find the support you need? You know, do you have people? Do you have community? Do you have group? Do you have, what do you have? Who do you have? What nurtures you? And what brings the softness into your experience as you are doing some pretty hard things? And whether, you know, like the 6 of Wands card, or yeah, the 6 of Wands card, do you have it? If not, please email me. I will scan it and send it to you so you can like print it out and put it somewhere, because this victory card feels like press on. It feels like keep the victory, the larger, bigger picture, Saturn, the bigger picture in mind. Hard won, but victorious nonetheless. Okay. I hope that helped. I hope that was helpful for you. Whew, whew. Y'all, this new moon, I'm telling you, this Leo new moon with Mars on its way to Uranus and the nodes and la la la. I know I've said it, but the astro is real and it's intense and it's all here and it's all happening. So I hope you all are taking care of yourselves out there on this new moon. We are beginning this moon cycle, so I'm sure this is the kickoff to whatever else is to unfold during this cycle. There will be another Get Read podcast on the corresponding Aquarius full moon in 2 weeks. So if you have a question for the cards and you would like to get read, go to www.unseenhandstarot.com, click that button on the side with the microphone, record your question, click submit, and maybe for that Aquarius full moon, you'll get read.